or this time the Quick Speed Shop. I got the Model A Coupe down here. We're in the Allentown, PA area. We're going to Macungie to the Wheels of Time show at the Macungie Town Park. We're gonna be hanging out at the Irontrap tent with those guys. They allowed us a spot to go down there with our car, and it's gonna be super awesome. We're gonna go through the show and look at some cars and hang out and see what we see. I'm gonna go to the swap meet and buy some stuff, hopefully. I brought a little bit of money, not too much, and we got a small car that can't haul a lot of stuff. But let's run down to Macungie and check out the 2025 Wheels of Time show. Here we go. Let's get Ted and get in the Model A and head to the show. We're in the swap meet here. Swap meet is huge. For a nice little show. We're walking around looking at parts, and then we'll look at some cars.
Yeah, the pedal. Look at this part right here. Look at this. Right here. Look at this. Right there.
Oh. It's a 37 Pontiac Business Coupe, the same body as my dad's yellow Buick, but a Pontiac.
can't believe it. Big shot. We're gonna set up for that guy.
I can't believe it. Mike's got just the inside lights hooked up. I got all four hooked up to mine.
What a nice night. What time are you getting up to go there tomorrow? Better get up earlier.
I don't know.
Get up early. We don't like being fouled by you. You're foul.
That's fine. I don't know where we're going. That's good. Turn it up. We're here, day 2 Wheels of Time. Check out this Model A coupe. Where's sedan?
These guys go down there.
Probably.
Whoa.
Yeah, careful. It's fun to ride down that hill.
Yeah, I bet it
It does not look like an experience that I would want to have fun.
We're set up with Irontrap, and I'll go into the tent later and I'll show you all Matt's cars he brought. And I lost Ted. He's coming somewhere, but we're gonna walk around and film cars. We're going back to the swap meet, and then we're gonna leave probably about 2 o'clock today and drive the 5 hours back home. Got a brake line fixed in our truck the other night that was bad. Got the truck all fixed, the brake line, hopefully that's good. And I'm waiting for Ted. He's got to use the little boys' room, and then we're going to wander around, look at some cars, and we're going to go back to the swap meet. I think I got a guy bringing me a C10 radio, maybe, if he remembered. And then we'll go look at more stuff. guys are rolling out of the Wheels of Time show with the truck, or the Model A Coupe. We had to stop and pick up a differential, and it's in the trunk, and we're out of here. We're gonna load up the car here at the hotel in a minute. We'll do an outro. So we got the Model A Coupe back to the hotel. We actually checked out this morning. We just left the truck here unattended all day, but it's fine. It didn't get towed. Model A Coupe did great at the show. We put over 100 miles back and forth, and hung out with Mike and Matt and Pete and all those guys from Irontrap Garage. We got to go down to Pete's house and see a little bit of his collection, which was super awesome. Thanks, Pete. And thanks for Mike and Matt for having us a spot for us at the tent. And thanks to everybody we saw. Some viewers came by. Phil at the registration tent, who's a viewer. Thanks for having us, and thanks for everybody who stopped by to say hi, and gave out some stickers. And we saw people and saw cars and went to the swap meet. And shout out to the guy that gave me a free radio for my C10. I appreciate that. That was pretty awesome. And I'm going to load up the car in the trailer, and we're going to head back to New York. Hopefully with no breakdowns in the old 95 F250 Project Green machine. We should be good now. Ted's in using the bathroom. I'm going to put the car in the trailer. But if you guys are in the Allentown area in August and you want to go to a super cool car show, go to the Wheels of Time show in Macungie at the Macungie Town Park. It's a really nice show, a lot of nice cars, and super laid back, all kinds of good food, bands, grass, shade, cool cars, and it was an awesome trip. So hopefully we'll go there next year and we'll do another trip down. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Probably back at the Quick Speed Shop working on something, but today we're on the road at the Wheels of Time show in Macungie, PA.